night in Gath, let silence fall. Don't let their daughters dance at all, for Israel's shield is broken down, and beauty's buried in the ground. So the sword and all he carried, struck with wounds and dreams he married. Though he fell, I won't forget, he wore the crown with no regret. How the mighty have fallen, oh my soul. Their names now etched on glory's scroll. Oh Israel, we mourn tonight for courage lost in final fight. How the mighty have fallen. Let every tear fall right. And Jonathan, my brother friend, your love stood strong until the end. Closer than any I have known, you made my weakness not alone. Not in vengeance do I sing, but honor lives in suffering. Their blood was spilled, but not in vain. Their echo rides the lion's den. How the mighty have fallen, but we remember each flame that lit our nation's ember. The bows are stilled, the feast is done, but we press on beneath the sun. How the mighty have fallen, and still we carry on. How the mighty have fallen, oh my soul. Their names now etched on glory's scroll. Israel, we mourn tonight for courage lost in final fight. How the mighty have fallen. Let every tear fall right. In Hebron's hills, I heard your voice, not with a crowd, not with loud noise. You said, now rise, the time has come, but only Judah called me son. The oil still lingered on my head, but half the throne was left unsaid. A king in part, a heart made whole, still trusting you to lead it all. Anointed, not yet crowned, still walking sacred ground. Your promise burns, but doesn't rush. You ride with mercy, not with crush. Anointed, not yet crowned, but I will not back down. For you are king above all kings, and you fulfill all things.
Across the river, same blood spill. Both sides praying, both hands filled. We wore the names of Saul and Dave, but both still bore the name God gave. 12 young men, then 20 more, laid down their lives in brothers' war. Not enemies, not strangers cold, but kin who broke what love should hold. Brother fought brother, and tears ran deep. The land cried out, the heavens weep. Oh Lord of peace, where have we gone? We're bleeding where we once were one. Brother fought brother, but you still call us sons. Job pursued and Abner fled. One shout of truth could spare the dead, but grief and pride still pulled the spear, and every death drew heaven near. You wrote the story through the pain, through shattered shields and ash and flame. The war tore through the sacred place. You led us back with blood and grace. Brother fought brother, but you healed. You never left the broken field. So bind us now with holy thread, and raise us whole from what was dead. Brother fought brother, but you made peace again. Brother fought brother, but you made peace again. They came with one voice. They said, we are yours. We are your flesh, your bone from before. You led the battles when Saul wore the crown, and now the Lord says to raise you now.
Anointed in Zion, all knees were bent. 12 tribes in circle, one covenant. Years in the waiting, caves in the rain. Now peace has come and promise remains. King over all, you kept your word.
We brought the ark with shouts of joy. The Levites sang, the streets deployed. Trumpets blew, the cymbals rang, and every soul began to sing.
I took my robes and laid them low before the one who made me whole. I spun and leapt, my feet like flame, for holy fire called his name.
I'll dance before the Lord with all I am. I'm not ashamed, I know the Lamb. The King of Kings is drawn so near, so let this body move sincere.
I'll dance before the Lord without my pride. If they despise, let them decide. But I'll still spin, I'll shout, I'll sing, for He alone is
Everything. She watched me from a window high. Her face was cold, her heart was dry. But I won't stop, I won't restrain. My praise is worth what people say.
He chose me from the field, not for applause, but to be a man after His cause. So let my worship shake the ground, even when no one's around.
I'll dance before the Lord till breath is gone. My heart, my soul forever drawn. The ark is here, His glory burns, and all my dignity returns. When I dance before the Lord, I am most I sat in peace, a palace bright. The battles past, the skies were light. And in my heart I spoke with flame to build for you a holy name.
But you replied with grace so deep. Have I asked for stone or key? You walked with me in fields unknown. Now let me build your royal home.
You will build my house, I sat before you, heart undone. The promise made, the war was won. And all I asked was just to serve, but you gave more than I deserve. You spoke of kingdoms yet to be, of sons and thrones that follow me. But who am I to hear such grace, to see your glory face to face? Who am I, Lord, that you would say my love will never walk away? You built my future with your hand while I was dust upon the land. Who am I, Lord, but still you stay? You know my name yet love me still. You shaped my path, you bent my will. No God is like you, none compare. You brought us out, you brought us near.
Do as you spoke, let it be so. Your word is sure, your mercy flows.
Establish now what you began, and let my house be in your hand. You am my Lord, but yours alone. Who am I, Lord, but yours alone? You take the low and make them known. So let my heart forever sing of covenant and coming King. Who am I, Lord, to carry such a The foes arose from every side, with horse and spear, with fear and pride. But I stood firm, not by my sword. My strength was anchored in the Lord. Moab bowed low, the Philistines broke. Edom fell under heaven's yoke. Syria trembled, kings withdrew. For every battle he fought through, the Lord gave victory. Not by might, not by chariot or by fight. He placed his name upon our land and held our future in his hand. The Lord gave victory to a yielded wanted man. From every tribe the treasures came. I lay them down to bless his name. The silver, gold, the shields they bore were offerings to the one I adore. Not for glory, not for fame, but for the honor of his name. He trains my hands, he makes me strong, but it's his justice all along. The Lord gave victory, let all knees bow. He reigns the same then and now. So when the war surrounds again, we call on him, the King of men. The Lord gives victory. Again, again. I was hiding in a broken town, with crippled steps and head bowed down. A name forgotten, a shadowed line, till mercy whispered, "You are mine." They called me forth, I could not stand, but still they led me by the hand. Before the King I bowed in fear, but grace said softly, "You sit here." At the King's table I'm not ashamed. The crippled eat in Jesus' name. I wear no crown, I earn no place, but still I'm seated by his grace. At the King's table, love makes room for the broken and the bruised. He called me son because of love, a promise held from up above. Though I was weak, he made me stay and died with me day after day. I was the one who shouldn't be there, but he pulled up a royal chair. And now I feast, not by my deed, but by the kindness of a king. At the King's table, there's always bread for hearts once lost, for souls once dead. And every time I take my seat, I taste a mercy rich and sweet. At the King's table I am whole. and robes were torn, and what was peace became a storm. They laughed and mocked what we had meant. They saw no love, just false intent. But even when they cursed my name, the Lord of hosts remained the same. Peace rejected, God defended. Grace was offered, war descended. But I will trust the one who sees the heart beneath our enemies. Peace rejected, still he stands with heaven's armies in his hands. Job rose and drew the line. Let courage rise, let faith align. And when the foes encircle tight, the Lord of glory won the fight. Let us be strong, for him we fight. The God who rules with truth and might. Though they dishonor what is pure, his justice speaks, his cause is sure. Peace rejected, but we still pray for mercy then in dismay. The King of grace, the Lord of fire, will lead us through the fiercest trial. Peace rejected, but he remains forever high. When kings went out to war, I stayed behind. The night was calm, but not my mind. A rooftop glance became desire, a spark that grew into a fire. I called her name, though she was his, and let the shadows steal my peace. I took what wasn't mine to take, and sent a good man to his grave. Oh, what have I become? A shepherd lost beneath the sun. I wore a crown, I held a sword, but I forgot the fear of God. Oh, cover me with mercy. There was a man with wealth and land, with flocks and herds at his command, and one nearby, poor, barely known, with just one lamb he called his own.
He fed her crumbs, she knew his name. She lay beside him, loved the same. She was his child, his joy, his song. He kept her close his whole life long.
But then the rich man had a guest, and would not take from all the rest. He stole the lamb the poor man fed. He broke his heart and left him dead.
One little lamb, one precious thing, crushed by power, torn by king. And justice cried from aching skies, while silence wrapped around the lies. You are the man, you took, you lied. You use your power, then you tried to hide it deep beneath your crown.
But heaven saw and now comes down. I tore my robe, my soul gave way. My sin stood tall in light of day. No lamb was this, but blood and bone, and I was never more alone.
I broke a vow, I broke your name, and all I built went up in flame. But still you sent a voice, a door, that I might fall and rise once more.
One little lamb, now I can see that lamb, oh Lord, it looked like me.
Forgive this heart, undo this shame, restore the joy, erase the blame. Have mercy, Lord, I am undone. Against you only have I run. Create in me a heart made new, and I will sing no song but you. Have mercy, Lord, and hold me through. I lay on the floor, 7 days alone, dust on my skin, breath turned to stone. I pleaded with heaven, I fasted and cried, that mercy might turn the hand of the sky. But the room grew still, the whispers came, and I could see it. They need not explain. The child was gone, the prayers were past, and peace like sorrow came at last. He will not come to me, but I will go to him beyond the sky. The Lord has is burned through heart and womb, still worship fills this silent room. Blessed be the name, even in grief you give, you take, yet you never leave. My child is held in hands so wide, where no more pain and no more night. He will not come to me, but there's a day when I will run where angels stay. Until that hour, I'll sing through tears and trust you more. Through all the years, he will not come, but I will go.
She wore the robe, she served the king, a daughter pure, a sacred thing. But twisted eyes and hungered hands turned love to theft and broke the land. She cried out loud, no one came, and silence burned in royal shame. He took her voice, he crushed her name, and cast her out in bird of flame. Where were you, oh justice bright, when kings were still and wrong felt right? Where was the fire, the holy cry? Why did the righteous bleed and die? Where were you, Lord? Where were you that night? Her brother saw, but held his peace, and vengeance grew like thorns beneath. A smiling cord, a sword inside, the day would come, the blood would slide. Oh, daughters dressed in robes of shame, you are not lost. The streets I built, I now must leave. The throne behind, my heart on sleep. My son has risen with a crown, but not from you. The people bow. I walk the road with sand and shame, with faithful few and no acclaim. My sandals gone, my robe is torn, but still I sing, though I mourn. Barefoot from the city, tears in dust. The King of Kings is still my trust. Let him do what seems him right. If he restores or hides his light, barefoot I go, but not alone. The ark remained, I did not touch. If God will speak, then that's enough. I will not grasp what he won't give. If he says die or says live, let your will be done on me. Though stripped of throne and dignity, if this is how you write my days, then I will walk and still give praise. Barefoot from the city, but not from grace. Still I seek your holy face. Though kingdoms shake and sons betray, your love has never walked away. Barefoot I go, but toward your name. They rose in court with plans so deep, while I was walking worn and weak. The throne was theirs, the power loud, but you still heard me through the crowd. I prayed with dust upon my skin, Lord, break their wisdom from within. I could not fight, I could not reign, but I believed you still remain. Let their counsel fail, and let your word stand. Confuse the proud with unseen hands. Though I am low and far from throne, you're still the King who rules alone. Let their counsel fail, Let their counsel fail and mine be still, not by force, but by your will. So lead me, Lord, through night and fire, and shape my heart to your desire. Let their counsel fail, but not my faith, but not my faith. Let their counsel fail. The forest held you in its hands. Your pride was caught in heaven's plans. Your hair entwined, your future sealed. My soldiers ran, the sword revealed. They thought they brought me back a win, but victory broke me from within. For what is peace when sons must die? I tore my robe, I could not lie. Oh, Absalom, my son, my blood, I trade my throne to lift you up. If I could die and you could stand, I'd fall like dust into God's hand. Oh, Absalom, I loved you still. You took my crown, you took my trust. You spilled our bond into the dust. But love, it doesn't count the cost. It aches for every soul that's lost. Oh, fathers weep for wayward sons, whose hearts grow cold, whose feet still run. But heaven sees and does not turn. God weeps with those who city waits, the gates are still, the throne is whole, but not your will. The people won, but you still mourn for love that died, for hearts forlorn.
Your face is turned, the joy feels wrong. The battle ends, but not the song. A father's cry beneath the crown. A lion bowed, his head cast down.
Rise again, O King, not just to rule, but to redeem the broken few, the ones who fought, who bled for grace. They need your light, they seek your face. Rise again, O King, not just for throne, but soul. The people wait behind the doors. They bore your name, they won your wars. And though your heart is still undone, they need to see their father come.
Your sorrow real, but mercy loud. Now wear the robe and face the crowd. You are still cold, though tired, worn. You're still the king. Rise, be reborn. Rise again, O King, not from pride, but from the call you hold inside. The crown is heavy, the wounds are deep, but you still lead the ones who weep. Rise again, O King,
And walk with grace. The trumpet sounded, war was near. Another rebel stirred the fear. A city stood behind its gate, while justice knocked and spoke of fate.
sword, but with a word, a woman wise with steady grace stepped up to meet the blade with faith.
A voice in the wall, soft but strong, stood between right and rushing wrong. She didn't fight, she didn't flee, she spoke with fire and clarity. A voice in the wall saved the day. She pled for peace, she spoke for life, for children homes, for every wife. And what the sword could not undo, a voice of wisdom gently moved.
God speaks to those who dare to stand with steady eyes and open hands. She changed the tide, she stopped the fall, because she dared to give her all.
A voice in the wall, remembered still, not by might, but by God's will. Let all who think they need the blade remember what one word can save. A voice in the wall spoke for peace. The skies were closed, the fields were bare. 3 years passed in silent prayer. We asked, oh Lord, why don't you move? And then the truth came sharp and true.
A vow was broken, blood was spilled, and justice stood unmet, unfilled. What Saul had done, we tried to hide, but heaven sees the fault denied.
The rain won't fall till wrong is named, till mercy walks through honest flame. Forgiveness comes when truth is faced, and holy ground is not disgraced. The rain won't fall till we repent. The cost was high, the choice was hard, but healing waits where wounds are scarred. And when the bones were laid with grace, God turned his face back to this place.
You see beyond our modern ways. You still require what truth displays.
to you from waves and flame, and heaven shook at just your name. Smoke rose high and thunder roared, but you were not afraid of storm.
You rode the wind, you came with speed. The earth gave way beneath my need. With lightning voice, you split the sea and set your strong hand under me. My rock, my rescuer, my shield, my song. You lift me up when days are long. You train my hands, you clear my way. You light my lamp, you lead my days. My rock, my rescuer, I will not fall. I ran through troops, I leapt the wall. You made my feet sure through it all. You gave me strength, you widened path. You heard my cry and sent me back. Who is God but you alone? The Lord who makes the brave stand strong. You shield the lowly, break the proud. You thunder justice deep and loud. My rock, my rescuer, forever near. You chase my fear, you wipe each tear. I'll sing of you while breath remains. The God who answers when I pray. My rock, my rescuer, you are my praise.
These are the last of the king's own breath, a song before the sleep of death. The man anointed by the Lord speaks not of gold, but of his word. A righteous rule, a dawn that breaks, like morning light on silver lakes. Though I have failed, yet he is true. His covenant still shining through. The mighty and the king remain through battles lost, through fire and flame. They fought, they prayed, they bled, they stood, and God has marked it all as good. The mighty and the king, he calls by name. One struck down 100 men, Another stood through sword and wind. One fought for beans, a simple field, but would not break, would not yield. These are the names the earth forgets, but heaven holds without regret. For those who fought for love